I've definitely, like, I'll be honest, right? I've done some stuff with a guy who's, pretty controversial in the past. Guy's named Sam Hyde, okay? I've done Fishtank with him, made some hash. I'm going to put it like this. He's a lot different off camera. He's definitely doing a character. And if he does actually believe that shit, he's never said it past Phil. Like, no joke.
Yeah, I don't know if Sam Hyde will get it done. There's got to be a layer past Sam Hyde. Like, Sam Hyde collaborates with Shane.
Yeah, like, like I said, I don't know. Like I said, I don't focus on
Have you ever worked with Nick Fuentes?
Not that I would remember. Like, clearly that would, if it happened, I don't remember it.
How do you feel about the Blacks Airsoft?
You mean like the African American race?
Yeah.
I got no problem with them.
Okay. That's good. That's a good answer for a Disney interview.
How many hard R's would you say you've thrown out in your life?
It really...
Wrong answer for a Disney interview.
Don't answer.
Here's the thing.
Wrong answer for a Disney interview. I want to know the actual answer, though.
So the actual answer is probably like 3 different times in my life where I used hard R, but it was
on camera.
Not on camera, but it was also never done in an insulting way. Each time it's been in talking about historical aspects.
Sure.
And Tom Sawyer.
Big Huck Finn.
Well, no, because like my mother had a friend of ours that like tried to help tutor me in high school when I was struggling with U.S. history.
Yeah.
And he was the kind of guy that like, he's from like way back in the Vietnam era, so he's used to using the word openly without fearing it. So we'd be going out to eat together to go over getting tutored, and there'd be times he'd read from the book and he would be like, yeah, people used to call black people hard R's in the middle of a fucking restaurant. I'd have to look at him and go, dude, you can't be saying that in the middle of a restaurant.
What a good tutor.
Well, he's right. Yeah, he's bringing it to life. He's bringing the works to life. It was a different time. Airsoft is right. That a guy who, say, fought in Vietnam, it's not a big deal. It's not so much that it's not a big deal. It's just like he's not using it in the sense of wanting to insult me. He's talking historically. And I think that when it comes to talking about historical aspects of the word, there really should not be a restriction. I totally agree with Airsoft.
If I'm trying to teach a kid why this word is so powerful and why it causes so much pain, you almost have to be blunt with them that this is the word. Yeah. This is what the fuck happened. This is why. You never say this shit.
Airsoft, let me run this by you. What if your tutor or anyone that might use this word, what if they were robbed a few times by African Americans? Does that give you like a little pass?
No.
Okay.
Not one bit. This is actually a true story here. So one of my aunts who I no longer talk to anymore. She had a very bad experience when she was young. I had a couple of bullies that were black.
Women, black women.
No, boys.
Oh, black boys bullied a woman?
They would beat the shit out of her. My mother told her, like, she told me straight up, like, she bought a metal lunchbox just to be able to beat the shit out of these guys and go at her.
Damn.
Because they were, like, beating on her, and, like, 2 sisters have to defend their little sister. Like, that's fucked up.
That sounds terrible.
But, like, even though she went through that, I never was okay with the way she would act around my first girlfriend.
Who was black?
100%.
Oh.
And so, for, about 4 years, my girlfriend...
She was 100% black?
She was, yes.
Like,
black, just
straight out of the core of Africa.
Mother was black, father was black. No mix or anything, just straight up. And my aunt had a huge issue with that, but she was never vocal about it. She'd always do things like shoot looks at her and me and shit like that. And there came a day where I stood up and just went, look, I get it. You had a fucking horrible experience, but fuck the fuck off with this shit. Not every last person's going to be the same.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I have seen a lot of, I've tuned into X a lot since Elon Musk bought the app. And I've seen a lot of black people engaged in acts of violence because that's one of the common criticisms of X these days is just, it's basically a highlight reel of black violence. Mostly black on black, occasionally black on Asian, black on white.
It can be entertaining.
But I don't think I've ever seen 2 black dudes on the playground just like, sup, bitch, get over here, get yours, and then just beating up a single white woman. I've never seen it.
This is a whole other time, too. This woman would have been growing up in the 60s, 70s, where it's a bit more... People hating each other a bit more harsher, if you know what I mean.
I think the spoiler is that his aunt is that lady in the Little Rock 9 picture who's screaming at the one black girl going to school.
Nah, but yeah.
We pull that up right now. You know that famous image?
Yeah, I know.
Do you know that one first?
No, I don't.
There's a famous image of a white woman screaming at one of the girls, the black girls, who got integrated for the first time into an Arkansas school district. And if that was your aunt, I understand why 2 black guys beat the shit. She might have had to suck their dicks too.
She might.
Because that's a lot of guilt to work
I'm
out.
not going to sit there and say, maybe she didn't piss him off, but like, I told her straight up, I don't give a fuck what your experience is. Like, quit judging my own girlfriend over that shit.
Was it maybe that she wanted to experience the black man? You think maybe it was like sort of one of those fetishes?
I really don't know. I don't really give a fuck.
She wouldn't take no for an answer, and they were like, "Man, no, bitch."
Yeah.
And she kept coming at him, and then eventually they had to defend themselves.
I don't know. All I know is I don't even give a fuck enough to go contact her to find out more. I'll just take what my mama said at face value and walk away.
You don't want to think about who your aunt was getting filled up by or anything like that.
I just want to think about my aunt, period. That bitch can go fucking rot in a fucking trash. I don't care.
Is she alive still?
I don't know, to be honest. I really don't give a fuck.
Mm.
I don't talk to a lot of my blood anymore. Like, I just don't.
We
I
gotta go
moved past
find
that.
them.
I'm trying to look straight up in the future. I'm making new content. I'm getting new lore videos out. I'm fucking pushing myself to do better, get healthier, and
What do you think of this as a bit?
things.
What do you think of this as a bit? I'm sorry,
We're going to get you and your family to do a play of To Kill a Mockingbird.
No.
And your aunt is going to be Atticus Fish trying to get the innocent black man off.
This will be a good learning experience for everyone.
And she'll finally be able to get a black man off without getting beat up.
You don't like that idea?
Nah, I ain't giving them. I ain't giving my family any more of my time.
Okay.
As fucked as it is to say, after the way they treated me after a certain situation, I'm saying fuck them.
What was the situation?
I've already given them way too much attention now as is.
Yeah.
And it was my mother's passing. As soon as she went, everyone kind of like flipped, did a whole 180. Like, no joke.
Wow.
You would have thought it was a tight-knit family, but like, bam, after that, all three of the members fucking like changed up.
Sorry
You think
to
it's
hear
because she left you
I'm
and
done
her?
with it. I'm fucking done with all their bullshit. Like, let them go fucking live their lives. Let them go fucking be okay being stagnant and then lost and fucking dealing with struggling while I'm moving at least. And even though I'm struggling, I'm still fucking having fun and enjoying life because I'm not sitting there in some dead fucking state that's got nothing going on and no one that actually gives a fuck about
We
it.
should get him a black hooker to just stick to his aunt.
Love that, dude.
What were you saying, Lee?
I was saying that maybe I just had this idea. I was spitballing, but like, what if you dressed up as the Kool-Aid Man and busted through the wall of your aunt's wall? Would that be something kind of?
I doubt she could pay the bill to have that repaired.
It would be a good way to get her back.
If there would be no legal repercussions for something like that,
Yeah.
yes, 100% give me a sledgehammer. I won't just bust one wall down.
Yeah.
I will bust through every fucking wall screaming, "Oh yeah!"
I'm just like, you know, in the Shrek, when Shrek comes
Got
in,
the red hair.
Yeah,
he bursts,
top
Shrek
straight
bursts
through,
in
man.
to stop the wedding, you know?
100%. That would be me just
That would
running
be-
through the fucking castle. Just,
He ran a Shrek rave not too long ago.
yeah, a couple days ago. It was fucking amazing.
And you
my guy.
you threw a rave and you didn't get any pussy?
No. So, guy named Cash, right? Really good guy.
Cash,
He
yeah.
invited me out
That
to help him out with Shrek Rave, right? And I had never gone to raves before. My first fucking rave ever.
Yeah.
I would have guessed that you've been to a lot of raves with that hair.
Surprisingly enough,
If you're
right?
just listening, Airsoft has it's a fucked up haircut. It is clown red though.
Yeah.
It
and
was
he's
supposed
shaved-
to be Avatar.
He has shaved the top side, so he just has a mohawk, but then he still's got a little earmuff action going on.
No, so what it's supposed to be, right? It's supposed to be Aang's arrow. And then we decided I wanted to keep my mutton chops. We wanted to style them. So we tried to give them arrows too. And it just, the color, like the dye we're using is not sticking. It comes out within like 2 days.
Yeah.
Like if you
Like-
came to my comedy show, I would just like I wouldn't do a lot of my racist material, to be honest, because I would think that you'd be canceling me.
Oh, God. I'm not that. See, that's the thing, right? I think darker humor like that is necessary in life. And don't get me wrong, there are assholes that will abuse dark humor like that to a very, very bad fault. And it's sad because there's always going to be people that do that. But I think if we can't make fun of all these stupid, exaggerated views that everybody who's smarter than a second grader knows is bullshit. I think anyone who's smarter than a second grader knows.
Yeah.
Not every black person's going to eat watermelon or fried chicken. I think anyone past a second grader knows.
They
not
all,
every Chinese
at some point in their
person is
life,
gonna
I'm
wanna
sure
eat
you're real.
It's not
there
never
comes a
happened.
point where you mature and like
No,
if you're that stupid to where you want to try and use these jokes as a way to be insulted, like you're just a fucking idiot.
No, yeah, I'm just
No one
saying.
should pay attention.
You look like I was just saying you might look a little like a liberal lesbian, right?
Oh no, 100%. My friends make all the jokes. Like my buddy B, like is not let up on some of those jokes. I remember. No, actually, oddly enough, this cut and a shirt I was wearing at the time got me a prayer from someone who was like legitimately spiritually concerned.
Oh my god!
Wow. And Is that a voodoo doll you have on your necklace there? I would ask you more about the rave, but I know you didn't get pussy, so I'm moving on.
I'm 100%, but I got to see some titties, I ain't gonna lie. But
Let's go.
So did everybody there, including a security guard who had a lip. You got to see those titties too.
You got
Poor
paid.
guy.
Yeah, but so you have this. This looks like a voodoo doll.
Yeah, so the name always escapes me, but it's a piece done up by another creator. Yeah, it's like a flat piece.
Dick on it?
100%. That's a
Wow, all
It's
right.
actually one of the reasons, like, he said, yo, pick out some, go get something.
It's a fertility amulet. It's gonna help Airsoft
It's
get pussy.
a fertility amulet. There you go.
Wait,
Well, here's the thing. I got told by a lot of people growing up I should do football, but I never got into it. I was more the nerdy type. I was more, let me make a fucking video.
Sure. And let me tell people how they should jump into water instead of concrete. That's something only a nerd would know. Airsoft, you really want to lay on me. You don't want to lay on Buck, it seems like.
You know what? Buck hasn't given me a reason to lay on him.
Why?
Yeah. Why? Why? Because you're literally sitting there talking about you too high up on the totem pole to put in a little bit of work for your own podcast that you even admit you put all the fucking work in already. What's a little extra work?
He's making a pretty good point. It's really.
Like, this is like someone that lives down the road from a store but wants to order from DoorDash. Why the hell are you ordering from DoorDash? The store is 200 feet from your house.
To defend him, he did have the worst catastrophe happen from the podcast when his penis was leaked in the limp state, peeing into a can.
What?
That happened. So he deserves
all over Reddit. And I didn't even. Hey, get this, Airsoft. I didn't even have a chance to fluff it up.
Not even a little bit.
It looked terrible.
See, you just gotta be ballsy and enjoy what you have and be a man. Because when I was on Fishtank, man, buck naked, even soft for hours.
I need to see this.
Shit.
I want to see
It's
it.
not hard. It's easy to fucking find. Like, season 1 and 2, I've been nude for multiple days at a time. No clothes,
Yeah,
no joke.
look up him getting his dick sucked by a vacuum cleaner. I watched this live. I cannot believe that
That's
happened.
not fucking...
Airsoft has made me feel guilty enough that I'm going to let him lay on top of me.
I think this is
Yeah.
a great mode.
All right, he's made me feel guilty enough. Maybe I am doing too much delegation when it comes to the humiliating things.
You gotta, at least at some point, even when you're on the top, right? You still have to have those days to remind yourself of how you got there and who's there doing that kind of work so you don't have to. That's how my father is.
He's like a
That's why he
labor
would go to
leader.
the work site all the time, man.
It's like I just told somebody to go pick fucking grapes for me, and he's like, "You gotta get out there in the field and show them you can still pick grapes
You
yourself."
gotta show them you know what to do so that they can trust you.
I think the only way to settle this would be through a battle of the Jedi.
I'm watching some.
Yeah.
I'm looking at some nude Airsoftfatty stuff.
It's great.
Pretty good.
There's some chicks in some of this footage. That's dope.
I told you that, man. I told you. And you know what? You gotta do yourself a favor and quit being a little bitch, all right? You know what being a bitch gets you in life?
What does it get you?
I'll tell you what it gets you.
I don't like how you're getting that. I'm scared.
It gets you a George Lucas special, which includes one fried Anakin Skywalker with a side of a thigh and a leg.
Oh my god, dude, he's coming.